Good evening, students. Welcome to one more session of your WOC. We are on the day 6 of your 400 expected questions. Right, students? So basically, you all know we have started this journey almost of 6 to 8 days back, and it's going wonderful. But I request all the students to watch the whole questions and keep noting it. Point number 1. Point number 2, yesterday we have got the date sheet from CBSE board stating the chemistry exam is on May 18th. Exactly, you have 103 days from now. I'll be sending a study planner, or I'll be sending a schedule how to plan your 103 days very soon. Yes. Next important point, point number 3 is, you all know 200 MCQ expected series is going on. Students are participating. I'm feeling very happy for that. Day 1 and day 2 has gone. Today is the day 3 of your 200 MCQ series. It's at sharp 8 p.m. I have shared the link in the community tab. Please join me in the series. Right, students? Those are the 3 important points I want to say. Welcome back again. Let us start off with the question number 6, which is most expected. Every day I'm taking you into a journey of all the questions, slowly covering all the chapters. By the time we come to your May 1st, the whole syllabus would be completed with very important concepts discussed. My request is, you all please take a notebook and note it day wise, because during your board examination you can quickly go through that particular questions and get the concepts cleared. Right, students? So promise me you'll watch these 200 questions, and also you'll watch the 200 MCQ series which is going on at Unacademy CBSE grade 11 and 12. Vani ma'am is here also. Vani ma'am is there also. Please support both the channels. Support your study to go further. Let's start off. So basically, in every question paper, there are name reactions given, compulsory. So in this particular question, they have given you two name reactions which we are expecting. Let us see. I'll show you how to write the answer, how to write the reaction also. Right. Now, let us see the question. So, day 6, question number 11. Explain the following name reactions with a suitable chemical reaction. Explain the following name reaction with the suitable chemical reactions. One given is Clemenson's reduction. One is HVZ reaction. Simple, students. Whenever name reaction is given to you, remember definition, reaction, reagents, products, all are important to get that mark. Got it? So there's no place here. I'll rub the same thing here and write it. Okay. So here, what is this reaction, students? Clemenson reduction, HVZ. So what should I write? Explain the following. Let me rub this board and take some space for you all and write it. So what is that reaction, students? Clemenson's reduction. Okay. Let us take, right. So Clemenson reduction, once it is given, try to put one heading, reduction. After that, you are going to write the definition. Before you write the definition, let us write the reaction for you to understand. Simple, students. Basically, the carbonyl carbon, this is the most important thing. Whether it is your aldehydes or ketones, the carbonyl carbon with carbon double bond oxygen. Okay, this is what is a whole concept. The carbonyl carbon shows the particular Clemenson reduction, or if I have to say, there is one more reaction that is along with that, Wolff-Kishner reduction. Both are getting converted to alkanes. That means in Clemenson's reduction, the carbonyl carbon, whatever is here, in the presence of sodium and amalgam. Remember, students, sodium and amalgam reduction happens. The oxygen from here is lost, and the hydrogen from here comes and adds to this carbonyl carbon. Okay, what product do you get? You're going to get CH3C hydrogen. There are 2 hydrogens. So can I write it as something like CH3-CH3? Nothing but an alkane, isn't it? Alkane. So simple, students. If I have to write it in words, how am I writing? See here. The Clemenson reduction is a type of reduction in which carbonyl carbon of the aldehydes or ketones in the presence of sodium amalgam are going to undergo reduction and form alkanes. Once again, the carbonyl carbon of the aldehydes or ketones in the presence of sodium and amalgam are going to get converted to alkenes. Simple, students. That is nothing but your Clemenson's reduction. Easy. Now let us see the HVZ reaction, what it is. Right, now let us see the HVZ reaction, that is Hell-Volhat-Zelinsky reaction. So remember, students, in earlier reaction which you have seen, Clemenson, sodium amalgam couple you can take, okay, zinc amalgam couple you can take, nothing to worry. Sodium amalgam, zinc amalgam in the presence of concentrated HCl. Okay. Now next important HVZ reaction. Basically for HVZ reaction, most or important thing is this is going to happen in acids having alpha hydrogen. Acids with alpha hydrogen is the important concept. CH3, CH2, COOH. So this is the carboxylic group. The hydrogen attached to this is called alpha hydrogen. Now the same alpha hydrogen, let me write it like this. What is there? One hydrogen below, one more hydrogen above. Same thing, no? Now I am going to take this alpha hydrogen. This is my alpha hydrogen. What am I going to do? This is called alpha carboxylic acid. Basically it has alpha hydrogen, or if you name 1, 2, 3, propanoic acid. No problem. Here I am going to treat it with either chlorine or bromine in the presence of red phosphorus and hydrolysis. Remember this. These are the conditions. Chlorine or bromine in the presence of red phosphorus and hydrolysis. What is going to happen? Chlorine goes and attaches to the part where there is hydrogen. So at the alpha hydrogen there is a replacement and you get CH3, C, hydrogen, chlorine, COOH. What is this called? Alpha halo carboxylic acid. Okay, alpha halo carboxylic acid. This is the thing. At the alpha position you have chlorine. Now see how I should write in the exam. The acids with alpha hydrogen in the presence of chlorine or bromine and red phosphorus further gets converted, or a replacement of hydrogen atom at the alpha position by the halogen atom, either chlorine or bromine, to form alpha halo carboxylic acids or alpha halo acids is called HVZ reaction. That's all. Write the reaction, explain it in your words. They will not deduct marks if you don't write it according to the textbook words, but reaction is important. Okay, so this is your HVZ reaction. Now let us come and see the next questions. Following conversions in not more than 2 steps. That means I have to convert ethanol to propan-2-ol, phenol to salicylic acid, methanol to 3-hydroxypropanol. Let us see how we can do not more than 2 steps. Right, now first question we have, means question number 11, A part we have seen. Let us see the B part. Now what did they give me? They said carry out the following conversions in not more than 2 steps. What is the thing, students? Ethanol to propan-2-ol, ethanol aldehyde to propan-2-ol, alcohol, aldehyde to alcohol. Remember, students, as soon as such questions are given to you, write the structure. CH3, C, 1 hydrogen, double bond O. This is ethanol, no? 2 carbon atoms. Okay. What should I convert into? Propan-2-ol. 1, 2, 3, prop. In the second carbon, there is OH. OH. Remaining 3 hydrogens here. 3 hydrogens here, 1 hydrogen here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is propan to all. Okay. Now check. Here in ethanol, how many carbons are there? 1 and 2. In propan to all, how many carbons are there? 1 and 2. That means this part is already there. Correct? No? Check here. This part is already there in that molecule. Simple. To elongate this chain, I want this methyl group to be added to this. So the simplest procedure is, if you want to elongate the chain, try to add Grignard's reagent with what? CH3MgBr. Grignard's reagent. Now what does this Grignard's reagent do? Addition reaction. Correct? So this bond, oxygen, is going to pull this. This is getting partial negative charge. This is getting partial positive charge. There is a cleavage of the bond here. This is partially negative. This is partially positive. Negative goes in, yes students, negative goes in, attacks carbon atom. Positive goes in, attacks this oxygen atom. What do you get? Right carbon in the center. 1 CH3 is here. 1 hydrogen is down. 1 oxygen above. 1 CH3 here. To this oxygen, what has attached? MgBr. MgBr. Simple. See here, the molecule is getting ready. Now I am going to do hydrolysis. HOH. Remember, whenever you do Grignard's reagent, compulsory hydrolysis should be followed so that you get the final product. What is going to happen? You break the bond here, cleave the bond here. This is plus, this is minus. This is oxygen electronegative minus, magnesium plus. Then the hydrogen goes and adds to which one, students? It goes and adds to oxygen atom. Your OH goes and adds to magnesium atom. So what is going to happen? There is a cleavage of the bond O and H. I got OH, CH3, yes, H, yes, CH3H. What is left out? The left out is Mg. Write the OH in the center, Br. That's all. Simple. Simple. Nothing. I did ethanol to propan to all using Grignard's reagent. Now this is over. Let us check phenol to salicylic acid now. Now let us see the next question, student, that is phenol to salicylic acid. Nothing. See, basically its organic chemistry is vast. To remember everything and keeping in mind is difficult for every student rather, right? Because as educators we keep using it, we get that habit. So nothing. Remember only one thing. Phenol to salicylic acid. Write phenol structure. Write salicylic acid structure. OH here, exactly like phenol only. At the ortho position, here you have COOH group. There are two conditions to remember. First, I require carbon dioxide in the presence of sodium hydroxide. Condition number 2, this is going to happen in the acidic medium followed by hydrolysis. That's you have to remember 1, 2, 3, 4 things. This converts phenol to salicylic acid. This salicylic acid further we can convert into aspirin also. So if you remember this, one more question where I do convert salicylic acid to aspirin, there you can use this, right? So this is the conversion, students. Right, now let's come and see the third question. What is this? They said methanol to 3-hydroxypropanol. So both are aldehydes. Okay. So this aldehyde, write the structure. Meth means 1 carbon atom with O. Okay. Write that structure. 3-hydroxypropanol. 1, 2, 3. Propanol, no? So aldehyde. This is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon. In the third carbon there is OH group. It says OH. The leftover is CH2. This is 3-hydroxypropanol. I wrote. Now once check students, what is this type of reaction? What is this reaction? Nothing but your aldol condensation, no? Remember, it forms 3-hydroxypropanol only, no? You remember first it forms alkenes, then means aldol product will form, then your alkenes form. So something of that sort only. Okay, let us check. Here what happened here? How many carbons are there? 1. There is 1 carbon. How many hydrogens? 2. There are 2 hydrogens here. Now what is extra? This part is extra. This part is extra. So what do? You add that. Normally you remember in aldol condensation, proton shifts, elimination of what this one hydrogens, the water is released, then forms an alkene. That process, whole processes, you remember students, something like that. Now CH2 CHO, same thing I wrote. Acetaldehyde I wrote. This is methanol formaldehyde. This is acetaldehyde. So in the presence of which one? Dilute sodium hydroxide. There is elimination, this bond shifts, this hydrogen shifts. You remember students, this goes above, this shifts here. Okay, you get product, got it? So same thing is going to happen. So I'm not writing the whole mechanism. One is methanol plus the acetaldehyde together combines in the presence of dilute sodium hydroxide, giving me 3-hydroxypropanol. This is, what is this students? This is methanol. This is acetaldehyde. That's all. 2 different aldehydes. Got it students? So dilute sodium hydroxide immediately should reflect. Okay, it's dilute sodium hydroxide or barium hydroxide also you can use. So I'm converting simple, easy in not more than 2 steps. Right. Let us see the next question. Compulsory distinguishing tests are there for you students. So remember, distinguishing tests, they may ask you anything. I did lot of videos on distinguishing tests and kept in the playlist. Practice all, everything is covered in that. Right. What did they give me? Distinguish between the following. Okay. Ethanol, alcohol and aldehydes. Aromatic alcohols, if I have to tell you aromatic compounds, phenols and acids. Benzophenone aromatic ketones, acetophenone aliphatic ketones. So same functional groups, differentiation they have given. So when they give you like that, make one table like this. Write here a reagent. Let me write this 12 here. Write here a reagent. Simple. For ethanol and ethanol, simplest thing is reaction of alcohols with sodium metal students. Metal plus alcohol. Alcohol has an acidic hydrogen. So as soon as you add acidic hydrogen or alcohol to a sodium metal, hydrogen gas is released. So nothing to write, simple, write down. Reaction with sodium metal. Highly reactive. So what is there? Evolution of hydrogen gas. In this case, ethanol, does it react students? Does it react? No. No. No evolution of hydrogen gas. Simple. Okay. Phenols and benzoic acid. Remember, benzoic acid, basically you have this carbon, this COOH. This is where your carbon dioxide releases. Which is that test which will release carbon dioxide? Reaction with NaHCO3. NaHCO, the sodium bicarbonate. So with this, phenol will not, no evolution, it will not react. No evolution of carbon dioxide. In benzoic acid, yes, evolution of carbon dioxide. Evolution of, because of this, it combines and it forms evolution of carbon dioxide gas. Now, benzophenone, little bit above I'll write students, little bit above. Benzophenone and acetophenone. Okay. Next is benzophenone and acetophenone. C6H5CO CH3, CH3CO C6H5 means there is benzene ring means basically not C6H5CO C6H. Basically you have a benzene ring attached. One is benzo, one is phenone. Sorry for that. Acetone, one acetyl group, and your benzene ring attached. Now the simplest thing here is I can do iodoform test, students. Iodoform test. Iodoform test is what? Iodine in the presence of sodium hydroxide. Correct? Remember? So this iodoform test is going to give you the result which will form. Remember, for iodoform test, what is the requirement? Methyl ketone. Correct? No? Methyl ketone. Here acetone. So methyl ketone. Here there is no aceto group. So benzophenone do not respond to iodoform test. So what do you observe? No PPT observed. But acetophenone is a methyl ketone, right? Methyl group is here, aceto. So yellow color PPT of CHI3 iodoform is observed. Iodoform is observed. That's all. Easy, students, easy, right? So these are your question number 11 and 12. I'll meet you again with 2 more questions day after tomorrow. Please watch it. Join me in the MCQ quiz today. Don't forget to share, note it, and please practice on daily basis.